Hi guys, it's Up110. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Winter is in full swing. The seasons have changed, so it's time to do the obligatory 10 winter picks that I will be wearing or reaching for or trying to remind myself to wear. Things that I definitely don't feel like I can wear in summer, although I never follow rules. In terms of winter, it's not my favourite season to be in as a person, but it is my favourite season in terms of perfumes and fragrances and what I can wear in my collection, which is pretty much all of it. So, without rambling too much, here are the 10 things that I have picked to try and put into a rotation for the winter season. So, let's start. So the first one is probably the craziest one on the list. It's one that I actually don't own, but I have plenty of samples of it, and I do plan to get it eventually. It's called My, and it's by Vogue. It's an Italian perfume company, and it's a fragrance I really want to review, but every time I think, what would I possibly say, I just get really stumped. What's the word? Stumped, yeah. So I'll try now. This thing is incredibly complex. From what I know, it has almost 50 components. It's essentially a chypre. It's a rose patchouli thing. However, there is a just plethora of other things going on as well. There are lots of spices. There is every animalic note you can put in a fragrance, bar ambergris. Man, it's really, really crazy. It's kind of a chameleon. It gives you a lot of different notes. It's rough, it's dark brown feeling, it's edgy, warm, spicy. It's everything at once, bar citruses and freshness. It's nothing fresh. It's all deep. It's all on the deepest level of fragrance. And I really want to get it. I've worn it so many times, and every time I get something different. Sometimes it's even soapy, but mainly it's a rose patchouli chypre thing. Definitely try it out if you can get your hands on a sample, because it's worth it. I think Liqueur gave it 5 stars. Not that that means everything in the world, but it means something. The next one is one that I think I'll be getting very soon in my collection. It's a very simple one, but it's very effective. It is Marquis de Sade by Italia by DOrange. Every time I wear this, I fall just that little bit more deep in love. It's basically centered around labdanum. I think it is a single note fragrance, possibly. Labdanum, rock rose, cistus. It has lots of different names. Labdanum is a part of the amber recipe. It's what gives the amber accord its resinous feeling. And it's amazing. It can smell like so many different things. Marquis de Sade obviously was all about sadism, leather, bondage, all of that. So it kind of smells leathery. However, it's also very incensey. It's smooth, it's resinous, it's balsamic. And it just, when I first smelled labdanum on its own, I always said I would wear labdanum on its own because it's that beautiful and complex. And then along comes Marquis de Sade. It's labdanum in a bottle, but so wearable and just gorgeous. So that's one I want to wear in winter. I'll be wearing the samples that I have and hopefully getting a bottle really soon. The next one on the list is kind of sticking with the leather theme, and it's Zoologist Rhinoceros. I have quite a lot of this fragrance. I don't have a bottle of it, but I have quite a bit of it. And this is a crazy leather. I've mentioned it in quite a few of my reviews before. It was in my leather video very recently, actually. It's a crazy leather. The fragrance has everything that's heavy you can put in a fragrance. It has tobacco, it has oud. It has a real boozy note to it. It's got rum in there. There's conifer needles, so it has a piney type feeling. And it's awesome. It's really, really strong. Winter fragrances for me should be things that can cut through the cold and last, and that's one thing. There's a lot of other reasons as well, things that make you feel cozy and warm, but things that can really pierce the cold, because when February comes in London, it's gonna be horrible! Yeah, Rhinoceros by Zoologist. Oh, email for me. I wonder who that is. Doesn't matter. I'm talking to you guys. The next one on the list is a really special one to me. It's Angel Liqueur by Terry Mugler. It's the Liqueur de Parfum, or I think that's what it's called, Liqueur de Parfum. It first came out in this blue bottle, then they re-released it in a silver bottle. In my humble opinion, this is the best version of Angel that exists. I feel like this is what Angel should be. The original is great, but the new formulation, not so great. This feels like the old formula of Angel, but even better. It's richer, it's a little bit more boozy. I think they aged it in oak barrels. It has a slight cherry note, I think, or is it cherry wood oak or something that they aged it in? Whatever it is, it's Angel, smoother, richer, just amazingly gorgeous, and it works really well in cold weather, as well as the original, but this is like Angel intensified. Love it so much. The next one might sound like a weird one, but I always try to find florals for winter. Not that there are any rules, I say this all the time, wear whatever the hell you like, whenever you like, but it's nice to have a little challenge, and I don't necessarily think of florals when I think of winter. However, I do own one that I like to wear in cold weather, and it's Insolence by Guerlain. The Eau de Parfum one, this purple one, this is a violet fragrance, and it's so strong, so potent. It's very rich, syrupy, perfumey violets that travel, and the sillage and the projection and all of that stuff, the longevity is all ramped up. So it's a floral violet that's usually thought of as being quite delicate. This is not a delicate violet. This is a super badass bitch violet. So that's why I want to be wearing it in winter. The next one is another floral that it's on my list because I don't ever reach for it. I definitely don't reach for it in warmer weather because it's too much for warmer weather for me. But even through the winters that I've had it, I still haven't reached for it. So I want to wear it this winter. This is gonna be worn. You will be worn. It's Lust by Lush. Wow. This is, I describe it as a vampiric jasmine. This is jasmine on crack. This is a real intense and brutal jasmine fragrance. It's probably the strongest jasmine fragrance I've ever smelled. Jasmine is strong anyway, usually. They've taken the jasmine in this to a whole different level. It's indolic, it's kind of incensey at times, and it's unforgiving, and it really works well in small amounts in cold weather. I have worn it in summer and it's a mistake. I even wore it in an office once. Sorry to everyone that was in the office at that time. Didn't mean to choke you out right there, but I wanted to try it out, and this is definitely not an inside fragrance, so this little pocket rocket of craziness is going to be worn by me this winter, probably when it gets colder than it is now. So yeah, Lust by Lush. The next one I absolutely adore, it's Amouage Memoir Woman. Oh gosh, this is a great one. It's another Chypre fragrance, but it's definitely on the heavier side of Amouage fragrances. It contains a smoky feeling, it's very incensey, there's labdanum in here, and the green part of the Chypre in this comes from wormwood. It's kind of like an anise, aniseedy type licorice thing, but this is incensey at first. It's very dark, very heavy, and then it turns greener and rougher and drier when it dries. And it's very multi-layered. I really like this. It's kind of makes people ask questions when I wear it. What is that? I can smell it everywhere. Oh, interruption. Look at that. I've been waiting for a delivery all day and it's really, really late, and it decides to come when I press record. What are you gonna do? So anyway, yeah, Memoir. I'll end it there for Memoir anyway because I think I said enough. Beautiful, amazing, dark, smoky Chypre. So what's next? The next one is one that I got just last month as a lovely gift. It's Liqueur de Sade by Chanel. Oh gosh, I love this. I also got Bois d'Azil. It was a lovely gift from one of my subscribers, Margie. I love Bois d'Azil more than this, but this one I think is just that bit more suited to winter. I love that this has the Chanel magic that I look for in Chanel fragrances. Some of them don't have it, some of them do. This one has it. So it's Liqueur de Sade, Russian leather. Russian leather is the more intense smelling leather because of the way it's treated. It's treated with birch tar as opposed to Spanish leather, which is treated with iris, I think, and French is treated with orange blossom. So, however, it's not a super intense fragrance. It's a very soft, smooth, laid back, and just that touch smoky leather with that Chanel magic that I absolutely love. It's really nice. It's a kind of edgy fragrance for Chanel, I think, and it just works. It's kind of enveloping, it's kind of like a bubble, and you can feel the leather in there, but it's not unpleasant. You can feel the smokiness of birch tar, but it's not unpleasant. It's very well balanced and very Chanel-y. That's all I can say about it, but I will be wearing this one in winter. I love it, and this is the Eau de Toilette version that I have, by the way. So the second to last one is a little bit of a unicorn, sorry guys, but I wear it in winter a lot because it's amazing. It's Sahara Noir by Tom Ford. This one's great. This feels ancient. It's a very, very incensey fragrance. It smells pretty much like a church. It's very rich, it's very resinous, it's very balsamic. It's gorgeous. It literally smells like a church. There's no other way to describe it other than that. It smells like a Catholic church, like a cathedral. It's really, really beautiful, and unfortunately it's discontinued, but I'm sure if you really want to get it, you can find it online somewhere. But this is the one I'll be wearing in winter. Oh God, yes. And last but not least is another one that I got very recently. I think I got it last month or possibly in November, and it's Liqueur by Italia DOrange, another Italia DOrange. This is another one that's leathery. I added a few leathers to my collection last year. This one I left till last. This is, I describe it as being a hyper leather. This is a very intense, aggressive, unforgiving biatch. It's a super strong leather fragrance with a lot of incense and a sparkly clean aldehyde note that feels juxtaposed. I always say that. It feels kind of dirty and dark and deep and brooding, as well as being super clean and sparkly. It kind of pulls you in both directions. There's pepper in here as well, and it's so cool. I haven't really worn much of mine yet, but I have worn this fragrance so many times before I got my bottle. And this one is another one that I will only wear in the dead cold, when it's really, really cold. If somebody wore this in summer around me, I'd probably choke. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at them because it's up to them, but I don't think I would wear this in warm weather. So now that I have it, I plan to wear it in the winter months. And that's it. That's my 10 fragrances that I will be attempting to reach for more often these colder months. What are your picks going to be? I hope this video gave you some ideas, and that will be it until spring, when I do another one of these, when I gather more fragrances into my collection and discover new things. Anyway, make sure my logo down there to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Goodbye.